Libra, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you here. This is going to be your monthly reading for July 2025. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and reverse any energies as you see fit. Okay? Let's see what July has in store for you, Libra, okay? Show me Libra, please. Show me Libra for the month of July 2025. Show me Libra, please, for the month of July 2025. Last time, show me Libra, please. Thank you. Magician. Alrighty, Sagittarius got this as well. We'll see how this kind of translates for you, but ultimately when the Magician shows up, it's you're manifesting and making change, right? So this could be you, either way, it's you using all of the tools that you have available to you to change your current situation in one way or another, right? So let's clarify and see what this change means for you, Libra. All right. So interesting here. I'm just going to jump right to the shadow here where the Emperor sits, along with that Ace of Swords and that Six of Cups. I feel that is relevant here. So the Emperor, Aries energy, right? So we are channeling your sign opposite here, at least in the shadow. And it's curious. I'm wondering if you are, using a little bit more of that fire energy, Libra, this month in order to kind of get you through to or back to who you are, or to some sort of new perspective, new thought, or new element that you want to bring into your core self, right? With that Ace of Swords there, it could be new thought, new perspective, but as you are a sword sign, this feels more than just new thought. It feels more core to you, right? So I'm wondering if you're showing up determined and showing up kind of with that Aries take charge attitude and way of doing things in order to get back to or get to a place where you feel more like you, right? The Six of Cups, I feel, is important to show or to kind of display from your shadow as well, as that deals with nurturing your own inner child, perhaps giving from some the transferring of one emotion or the transferring of emotion to someone, right? So giving affection, giving love, or giving that to yourself. Perhaps that's what you're doing here. Again, take it as it resonates, giving to someone else, healing something from your past. Okay. Again, take what resonates here. Coming into the cards that came up for you, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles here. So notice we have that 6 and that 6, right? What draws my attention automatically is that Seven of Swords, right? Where the Magician, he's staring at you. He's staring straight at you. That is some sort of confrontation, right? So the Magician is challenging you as if to say, let's do this, right? Like, let's manifest this change. Well, why are we manifesting this change? Why is there this desire to make change? And I'm wondering, is that not a necessary question for you to be asking, given this Seven of Swords here, which deals in self-deceit, sabotage. Somebody could be, taking something from you or manipulating you in some way, but ultimately it comes back down to, are you allowing this behavior to continue or just happen? in the first place, right? So it being the Seven of Swords being at the heart of your reading, again, leads me to believe that this is some deceit that you are doing to yourself, but it could be others. So again, take what resonates from that. And I'm just getting an overall uneasiness and unwillingness to be here, right? I want to leave. And I'm wondering if that's not how you're feeling currently, this desire to just kind of, I'm done. Like I just want to get out of this, whatever this is. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles showing up here. Again, an opportunity for something new in your physical landscape here. So I would be, maybe some coin will come and fall into your lap here. Maybe there will be a new opportunity in your physical landscape as it relates to something new, right? Maybe even new in your home. I'm wondering if you're too busy kind of playing this deceit game to see this Ace of Pentacles coming your way. Six of Pentacles showing up here as well. It's almost like you're backing away from a commitment here, backing away from giving more, or trying not to give any more to any one person, situation, thing, right? Give any more tangibly in your life here, in your physical landscape. You're saying, no, I don't want to do this. Maybe you want to give more in a different way, or you're feeling like you need to give back more to yourself, something along those lines, right? But I do find it curious, like you're backing into an opportunity, but you don't see that opportunity because you're too busy focusing on what you don't want to give, or what you're not trying to give currently, if that makes sense. Let's get some more clarification here for Libra, please. Show me some more clarification for Libra. Can I get some clarification for Libra, please, for the month of July? Last time. Some clarification for Libra, please. Thank you. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. So yeah, I mean that Aries energy is showing up yet again, right? So not only do we have that Aries with the Emperor in the shadow here, but with that Three of Wands showing up on the clarifier for the Magician here. So it feels like, yeah, now is the time to be doing something differently, to be focusing your attention elsewhere here. And yeah, it feels like I'm getting this idea. Now is the time to be open to something else and really kind of jump ship in that vein, or change course into, let's see what else is kind of out there. Okay. So yeah, manifesting change. I'm wondering if you're, if your passion has left the building, and if you're no longer as fully on board with something as you once were, and now you're trying to say, okay, this is no longer it for me. I'm not feeling the vibe here anymore. I'm going to just make change in a different direction. That's really kind of what I'm seeing here for you, Libra, in the month of July. Okay. Yeah. Resistant to this ace. Oh, I almost forgot what I was doing. Okay, let's clarify the rest of these here, and we'll put that there. Okay, so with that Ace of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Wands, the Hermit, and the Sun here. Virgo energy and the Sun. Yeah, showing up resistant, right? We're resisting that ace, or hesitant to accept it. We don't want it to come, or almost like we're blocking it, right? We have the 7 and the 7 here. Yeah, just really interesting here. And it feels like, are we aware that this is what's happening? Are we aware that this is the vibe? Are you trying to prevent an ending? Hmm. Yeah, you're hesitant, okay? Whatever's happening here regarding this ace or this new opportunity, either you don't want to see it or you're hesitant towards it, or you're resisting it in some form or fashion here, Libra. With the hermit and the sun showing up, there's some sort of exposure, some sort of clarity coming into the situation here, whether you want it or not. You can fight against it or resist it, but it is still coming. Everything, there's clarity under the sun, right? So you can run from it, but it is coming. Kind of an idea. Um, I'm just wondering what you're, it feels like you're hesitant for some truth to be revealed. And it's almost like you're trying to hide that wisdom from yourself, if that makes sense here. And whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, it's either you not accepting it because you're afraid of what will happen when it comes, or you don't want it to change anything. Not really sure there, but again, take what resonates, okay? With this Seven of Swords, we have the Star, the Eight of Swords, and that Four of Wands. Again, Aries energy. Okay. And again, I'm not seeing you. I'm seeing the Aries side of you. I'm seeing your sign opposite. Um, and I'm wondering if this could be a situation where you're trying to control the narrative because you don't want something to happen and you're trying to manifest change out of where you are, and so you're trying to control this situation, and by controlling the situation you can control your exit out of it or your movement in it, right? And I'm just wondering, when we try to control anything but ourselves, right, things happen and problems arise. So, my question to you, Libra, would be, are you trying to control things that you should not control, right? And is that why you're showing up a little bit resistant here? My question to you. Coming back to this with the Star, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. I mean, yeah, you're definitely holding yourself back. There's definitely some overthinking involved and some sabotage for sure. I'm like 95% convinced that this Seven of Swords represents you and you deceiving yourself in some way, getting in your own path of what you want and how it will feel to you and how it will affect you foundationally, right? It's like the Star, the Eight of Swords, doubt, fear, insecurity, trapped, stuck, right? And then Four of Wands, celebration, joy, foundation, back to basics, right? Enjoying what you want to enjoy. And ultimately, it seems the goal is getting back to who you are and really focusing. It feels like focusing on healing some part of you, maybe. Um, and I'm wondering if that goal is getting lost in the execution. Hmm. Because you want to manifest yourself out of this situation, but you're also guarding against and keeping yourself there. Okay. Mm. Interesting stuff, Libra. Six of Pentacles here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's you're no longer giving in the way that you have been giving, or you want to stop that, right? With the Wheel of Fortune here, Seven of Pentacles, full stop. Things have come to a halt here in terms of what are you giving to and why. And you are editing out that process, or at least stopping that process enough to kind of, utilize some new thinking and say, or see this from a new perspective and say, well, I don't know, does this work or does this not work for me? Am I really feeling this or am I not? Right. It's just interesting because it feels so like, I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. I'm ready to change, but I don't want to change. It feels like, I mean, are you so like start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. The ultimate goal is there. I'm just wondering, like, I'm just wondering about what is so ingrained in you, Libra, and I could be totally off, but what is so ingrained in you that is stopping you from um just fully doing what it is that you want to do, because you are realizing that your priorities need to shift and it's time for you to manifest yourself into a new situation here. Something is keeping you trapped or stopped, and that's you are keeping you in some sort of kind of state or situation where you're hesitant for any new opportunity here, but you want the opportunity. You want the opportunity, but you're hesitant for it. But ultimately, you want to feel better and you want to heal some aspect of yourself here. So you're taking, okay, you're taking aspects, and this is very much an Aries thing. It feels like you're trying to control your physical landscape so that you can control your internal landscape, right? And so by choosing what to give and what not to give to, and kind of reassessing from an external point of view, it's the hope that you would then start to control internally by executing control externally. And that takes me back to what I said previously of you can only control what your hands can control. You can only control yourself. And part of Aries' big lesson is that, right? They can do all these things, and they are doers and movers and all of that, and they get things done. But part of their lesson is letting go of that control, right? And so I'm wondering if you're kind of struggling with that throughout this work that you're trying to do, and kind of going down that Aries side and saying, well, no, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to, and kind of in that you're going to plan, well, if this happens, then this, then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. But you can't control other people. You can't control certain outcomes. You can only control yourself. So I'm wondering if that's where the disconnect is here. And if something goes kind of awry or into a, if something happens that you don't expect or you don't foresee, or if it doesn't end in that way, I'm wondering if then you become hesitant to the whole process, right? And I'm wondering if that's the start, stop that's here, but the end goal remains the same. You can only control what you can control. You can't control anything else. You can't control anyone else. You can't control situations. You can't control, the wheel, right? And it feels like you're trying to do that. Interesting. All right, let's see here. Oh, Three of Cups, Knight of Swords, the Fool. With a Three of Cups, yeah, some sort of celebration, some happiness. Again, it feels like that's the ideal. It's like, oh, if I could just enjoy, if life could just be so simple that I could just get lost with my friends and have fun and just, we lift each other up and it just feels good, pure fun, right? But then you kind of come in here and you're like, nope, We don't have time for that. Let's keep it moving, right? But then again, the Fool comes. It's like, oh, if we could just take that leap, if we could just be free, if we could just let go of these, limitations that we put on ourselves, these pressures, these, demands on our time, right? It feels like, yeah, the ideal is, well, could we just have fun? Well, yes. But it's all about perspective as well, right? And I feel like, again, just with this Knight of Swords, that feels more like you're kind of getting in your way again, in terms of you can have fun, right? But life isn't always going to be consistently fun and enjoyable. There are going to be some hard parts and some kinks that we have to work out along the way, simply because we can't learn in consistently good times, right? We have to be thrown these trials, these tribulations, and these hiccups in order to value our time here, in order to make the most of our time here, in order to learn the lessons that we are put here to learn, right? That's just kind of how it goes. And it feels like you're trying to skirt around that a little bit, or I don't know, it just feels like you're kind of getting in your own way of why can't it just all be easy? Well, it's not all easy. We know that. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's get a little more here for Libra. Let's get some more for Libra, please. Let's get some more clarification for Libra for July. Last time. Let's get some more clarification for Libra, please. Thank you. What? Oh, sorry. Yeah, not surprised to see that. Oh. All right. The Tower. All right. Not surprised to see that, right? Disruption, change. Look at them. They're falling, right? Is that a fox up there? No, that's a squirrel. And it looks like a bird or a hawk or something just sitting there, kind of in truth and in knowing that this is what is supposed to happen. The only ones suffering are the people. And as humans, we have this desire to control our environment, to control situations, to control other people, right? And it's a constant navigating. But if you look at these animals here, they are untouched by the lightning that's taking place, right? Because they understand, just like with the wheel here, things happen. Life happens. We cannot control what we cannot control, and we just have to take it as it comes, knowing that we can only control ourselves, right? And that's what it feels like this Tower is addressing with you, Libra, is that you can only control what you can control. And that is a very hard lesson, I think, for anyone, right? And we kind of, will push back on that at times, right? But it feels like this is your big lesson, that you need to, you are being tasked with for the month of July. Four of Cups, not so surprised to see this Four of Cups, because it does come up here deeper in your shadow. So not surprised to see that. And again, right, there's this Ace of Cup, very similar to this Ace of Pentacles being offered, and you are resistant, right? Closed off, not engaging in what the universe is trying to gift to you. It could be that this Tower is truly a gift, or whatever you are trying to manifest this change away from is a gift from the universe, is an opportunity, right? The aces are neither good nor bad. They are just opportunities. It is what we do with them, right? So with this ace here, it again, it feels like you're not wanting to see it, right? And I would just encourage you to question, well, why are you resisting this so much? Because a lot of times when we get to the root of our resistance, it's, because it's a harsh confrontation of something that we really quite need on our journey, right? um and that's really what I'm seeing here. It's like, let's really just focus our energy and our emotion elsewhere. Let's focus our commitment somewhere else. I don't want to deal with this here. Please, no thank you, universe. I'm not feeling that today, kind of vibe, right? Five of Cups here. Yeah, loss, right? Her head is down. She's focused on what's lost to us. We have to lose part of us in order to move forward, right? What is blocking our path? And there is some sort of acknowledgement with that in the fives. There's acknowledgement of what we no longer have. And ultimately, we need that knowledge to move forward. We need to know what we no longer have within us or around us in order to know what we need to know what we've lost in order to know how much we carry inside of us in order to move forward, right? The imagery here is interesting because I was going to say she's focusing on her cups that are full, but she's not. So the imagery is still the same here. She's focusing on what she's lost, right? Getting almost lost in that sauce and lost in the idea of, we can control this. We can turn these cups upside down is what I'm, really getting here. But she doesn't see what she has and what she can control. And what she can't control are these two cups here that are still full and ready and of use to her and of value, right? And I think that's, take that as it resonates too, trying to find value in something that doesn't have it, is quite interesting as well, right? With that Five of Wands, there's an almost playful aspect to this card. With kind of how they're not engaging. It's kind of a showcase with this imagery here. And again, this feels like four wands around a singular ace here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, standing, celebrating the ace in the center. And that seems to be that acceptance. So engaging differently, right? Standing on your own. You can, right? They are in control. And if we take it one step further, right? They are in control of what they hold and carry. You are in control of what you hold and you carry, Libra. And they all stand on their own. You know where they stand, right? You know what they have. You know what they carry. More importantly, you know what you carry. You know what you hold, right? And no one touches anyone else's wand, right? And that imagery feels quite impactful given that we're talking about things we can and can't control, right? Four of Wands in the shadow here. Two of Pentacles, full circle, man. Ace of Wands. Yeah, all of these beautiful opportunities, right? But it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of priority here. And it feels like you're focused on the resistance aspect of it or focused on the control. And if you would just relinquish that control and let this tower do its job, you would find so much more harmony after that, right? And that's kind of what I'm feeling here with the Four of Wands, right? Celebration, joy, freedom. There's a sense of freedom to that movement that exists there, right? And they're outside, right? They're not in They're not in their head. They're not in their feels. They're not, looking at what they've lost. They're participating in joy with those around them that matter. And I think, again, it kind of goes back to this idea of you can control your life, you can control your movement, and you can hope for the best for others, but you cannot enforce control on other people or your environment, right? You can't control the outcome because that will destroy you. Trying will destroy you, right? Interesting, very interesting lesson here for you, Libra. Very interesting lesson indeed. Let me know in the comments here, how you are feeling. Because again, yeah, I'm just, that resistance is there, and this kind of natural, like, I don't want to hear this is, sitting with me. But that's when I feel these readings are so important. Because it hits on the work that we don't really want to do, but the work that is so necessary. So that's what I have for you. A little bit heavier of a month for you, Libra, but and some hard truths here. Just let the tower do its job. You know what I mean? Let the tower do its job. That's what I have for you. I'm so grateful that you stopped by to check in and see what your July is going to be all about. I wish you all the very best today and always. And I'm so appreciative for you showing up to watch. And I'm grateful for you. Alrighty. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. You take care.